old sport, 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 old sport. You look fantastic, old sport. Old sport, old sport, old sport, old sport, old sport, old sport, old sport. You look magnificent, old sport, 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 old sport. Let's dance. Old sport, old sport, you have broken my heart for the last time. You will be mine, in life or in death. Old sport, 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 old sport. Moi. Old sport, 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 old revoir, babe, old sport, old sport, old sport, old sport, old sport, old sport, old sport. Old sport, 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 sportsy, old sport, old sport, old sport. I love you, man. Old phone, old sport, I love that bastard. Old sport, sportsy, old sport, old sport. Old sport, don't be shy, old sport. This is far from the first time I've seen you, but
hey, yo!
Old sport, sportsy, let's have some pre-honeymoon fun. Well, what are you waiting for? Old sport, whip it out. Sorry, old sport, take your phone out. Elderly again, old sport. Old sport, old sport, old sport, sportsy, old sports. I like old sport, old sport, old sport. Don't you dare ever lay a hand on my orange baby. Don't talk to me on my old sport ever again. Sportsy, old sport, old sport, old sport. He's perfect. The posture, the stars, the soulless grin. Old sport, old sport, old sport. I thought what we had was special. Old funk, old sport. I'm here to see you. Sportsy, old sport. If I didn't know better, I'd say that you no longer love poor old Davy. Oh, isn't that right? Sportsy. I said to fuck him, not fuck him up. Well, looks as if I've killed old sport, old sport, old sport, old sport, old sport, old sport, old sport. You could use a friend, old sport. I mean, look at you. You look half dead. Aye, that hurt. Old sport, old sport, old sport, old fun. Old sport, sportsy, old sport, sportsy, old sport, sportsy, old friend, sportsy. Sportsy, sportsy, old sport. Sportsy, 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 old sport, old sport. Sportsy, sportsy, old sport, old sport. Sportsy, 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 old sport. Sportsy, sport, old sportsy, 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 old sport. Sportsy, don't talk about my orange baby that way. Sportsy, 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 old sport. Sportsy, 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 old sport. Sportsy, old sport, old sport, old sport, old sport. Sportsy, old sport. Sportsy, old sport. Sportsy, sportsy, old sport. Sportsy, old sport. Sportsy, 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 honey, old sport, old sport, old fuck. Sportsy, old sport, old sport. Sportsy, 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 old sport, old sport. Sportsy, sportsy, old sport. Sportsy, old sport, old sport. Sportsy, 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 old sport. Sportsy, sportsy, old sport. Sportsy, 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 old sport. Sportsy, sportsy, old sport, old sport. Sportsy, 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 old sport. Sportsy, old sport. Sportsy, sportsy, old sport. Sportsy, 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 old sport. Sportsy, old sport, old sport. Sportsy, old sport. Sportsy, 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 sportsy. This is gonna be a ride. Sportsy. Oh, you.
Hey, yep.
Sportsy, old sport. Sportsy, old sport. Sportsy, 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 old sport. Sportsy, old sport, old sport. Sportsy, sportsy, honey, old sport, old sport, old sport, old sport. Sportsy, sportsy, old sport, old sport, old sport, old sport, old sport, old sport, old sport. Sportsy, 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 old sport. Sportsy, old sport, old sport. Please, don't do this. I love you. Old sport. Fucking excuse me. Sportsy, old sport. Sportsy.
You think any of this was because I loved Freddy's? Or loved you?
I guess I'll just go cry in the garbage alone. Old sport, sportsy, old fuck. Old sport, sportsy, sportsy. You can lie to me. Sportsy, I know you're into this. Sportsy, old sport, sportsy, sportsy, old sport, old sport, sportsy, old sport, old sport, old sport, old sport, old sport, old sport.
Yeah, this was worth it, baby. This was worth it. Do you think they're in love? I like to think that they're in love now. Thank you for playing my game. That was a good ending.